Hello World Wide Web, I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality of this hair, and I'll always know what you did last summer. Was the 2006 straight-to-video sequel to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Yeah, we went from a 1-year gap for a theatrical release to waiting 8 years for a direct-to-video sequel, so that's not a good sign right there. Also, the entire cast is different. The original plan was to continue the events I Still Know What You Did Last Summer much faster with those same characters, but the production didn't exactly go smoothly, and we ended up with this, which then had an even longer gap until 2025 with I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is a sequel to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. It skips over this one. But hey, how bad could it be? I mean, the synopsis is simple enough. A group of friends have a lot of fun on July 4th, but whoopsie daisy, just so happen to get someone killed accidentally and decide to keep it all a secret, which works out for them. Up until 1 year later when they begin to receive messages that someone knows what they did last summer. And said someone begins killing them off systematically one by one. I guess that is kind of important to the formula, but nevertheless, let's take a look at I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, and then do our best to forget about it. We open up to a mild and relatively pleasant day of horror. But hey, anything can be scary if you use fidgety editing, mess with the perspective of time, and overlay mismatched music, right? A carnival? What am I supposed to be scared of? Clowns? Ooh.
So you've all heard the story, right?
Details?
About what happens on July 4th?
What, you say freedom in a mirror 3 times and Ben Franklin ties you to his kite and you get struck by lightning? Amber, played by Brooke Nevin, gets her boyfriend, Colby, played by David Patecow, to exposit the tale of the hook-handed killer. Sort of.
Every 4th of July, he gets out his hat and slicker, he sharpens up his hook, and runs wild.
Oh, presumptuous. It's only happened twice so far. That could just be coincidence.
But only after teenagers.
Since when? Was that a teenage cop in the first movie? Was Estes a teenager?
That's right, the ones with dirty little secrets.
Who are evidently terrible at keeping said secrets, considering this is not Southport, and yet somehow you all know about this. Zoe, played by Tori DeVito, is asked if she holds any secrets.
I heard you suck in bed.
Oh, everyone knows that. They keep going off about the fisherman who kills teens who have been naughty. But let's just move on to introducing Lance, played by Ben Easter, whom obviously also has romantic interests in Amber. But that's nothing their jock boyfriend can't handle, winning her a plushie at the game. Everything is oh so perfect with them, and nothing can change that. But what's this?
Marine Candidate Davis reporting for duty.
PJ, played by Clayton Taylor. Just your average young Marine with dashing good looks, kick-ass charisma, the love of all the ladies, a heart of gold, and he's fucking dead. He's been enlisted in the ROTC with the help of his dad, Sheriff Davis, played by Michael Flynn. All their futures are oh so bright and promising. Until suddenly from the shadows, a mad fisherman with a hook leaps out at them, so they must run. Jesus Christ, even when fleeing for his life, this man just has to do it in style. They flee into the carnival. I think the editing is all over the fucking place, and yeah, I get that it's supposed to be disorienting, but for all I know, these motherfuckers are blinking in and out of reality over here. Somehow, PJ makes it to this abandoned brutalist building over here right next to the carnival, and fleeing to the roof, he is cornered by the fisherman. Gotta be honest with you, I was pretty sure at this point in the movie I had legit lost my mind and was having a fever dream, because how the hell is this happening? PJ fights the hook back with the skateboard, but the fisherman is relentless. But he can't stop PJ's sick moves, escaping with an awesome skateboard trick. But when the police arrive, the fisherman has vanished. Where did he go? Just around back to the rest of the gang, because surprise, the fisherman was not a fisherman, but one of those meddling kids.
You're awesome, man. Awesome. Oh,
Roger, played by Seth Packard, just your average teenage murder enthusiast with a real hook.
$39 on eBay.
sure it was.
Ha! eBay. That's topical.
The ad said this is the real hook.
Yeah, right, you got scammed. If that was the real thing, there's no way in hell they'd be selling it for 39 bucks. Point is, they're happy with a prank well done. Except for one slight issue.
Where's PJ?
You know, method acting?
Who moved the mattresses? What the hell are they doing there?
Well, if you pile up a bunch of shit that doesn't belong there, it does make sense that someone would move it. The question you should be asking is, why did they move it just far enough to not cushion PJ's fall? And more importantly, who moved this tractor directly in the way, causing the poor young full of potential teen to be impaled upon its exhaust pipe? So, guess he's not coming to the after party. Therefore, the teens have a bit of a conundrum. They're technically guilty, but if they confess, their lives are ruined.
PJ's dad will try to nail us. He never liked us to begin with, and in this small-ass town, innocent or guilty, we're dead.
It's obviously trying to do the same thing as the first, except far more contrived. I mean, PJ was just as guilty in this whole setup as the rest of them. Except the girls, as far as I could tell, their only job was to look around and scream. The point is, they must keep this a secret to the grave. Might be kind of hard though, considering the killer fake cut this guy in front of everyone, so he real cuts himself to keep the story straight. Which never actually comes up again, so he probably didn't have to. Throwing the hook into the lake, they burn the slicker jacket, vowing to keep this a secret forever. On that note, let's skip ahead 1 year later. What's the worst that could happen? It's time for a barn party! This don't look a dang old thing like any barn party I ever been to. Looks more like one of them Californian house parties. But in a barn. But it is a small town get-together. Look! Amber runs right back into Lance, and they discuss how shit life is in their small town, and how it'd be much better to go to a big city where things really happen. I got a sneaking suspicion this was written by some carpetbagging city slicker. Their chatterinos about the future and hopes and escape kinda run into a snag when, oh, would you look at that? Colby has returned. Seems California didn't work out for him.
Figured I'd come home and work at the pool again.
And this is how I find out?
Hey, chill.
So while they are still an item, they're also not on good terms. I guess the best kind of relationship for them would be long distance.
Colby, moving to California was my idea.
Okay, so you don't like him, the two of you don't get along, and your concepts of what the future should hold for you clash strongly. What about this situation means you must keep going? Who cares anyway? She's got that big old Lance to jump on.
You need a ride?
No, I'm fine. I got my truck.
Ah, she's a country girl. She's got her own truck. The fuck is that? That is not a truck. That is a Jeep. A Jeep is a Jeep. A truck is a truck. Except the Jeep Gladiator, which is also a truck. But that is a Jeep Wrangler. She drives on and on for a long fucking time, considering it's like midnight next we see her. All sad, thinking about, stuff. And who would just so happen to show up but Deputy Hafner, played by Casey Clyde. He's like, hey, what are you doing? And she says, just thinking about, stuff.
We've known each other for years, right? So really, if you ever want to talk, get something off your mind, call me.
And he obviously has feelings for her. Okay, so that is Lance, Colby, and Hafner so far. Should we just assume, going ahead, that all male characters want to get in her pants? No, wait, Zoe is not shown having a boyfriend. Does that mean? That leads nowhere, so she goes home, and everything seems normal. However, there is a note waiting for her on her nightstand. Okay, now I know for damn sure this wasn't written from a country perspective. That note should have read, mow the damn lawn while we're gone, gather sticks for the burn pile, we'll be back on the 4th, so that morning please put the brisket in the smoker. And they drop her a smooth Benjamin out of nowhere like, damn, if she needs money, she can mow someone else's lawn. But a nightmare wakes her up in the middle of the night. I mean the afternoon. I mean late morning. Fuck it, whatever. She got up, it was after sleeping through 50 goddamn text message notifications. Oh, that is terrifying. Back when flip phones were the latest tech, each of those texts cost something like 10 cents. That's like $5 worth of harassing her right there. Terrified, Amber heads to Zoe, who is a member of a barn band. Which is just like your average city garage band, except in a barn. Turns out Zoe and Amber have also had a bit of a falling out, though, considering Amber hasn't responded to Zoe's advertisements. Frustrated, she grabs a guitar to hold while they talk. Amber asks, "Hey, did you happen to tell anyone about the guy we killed?" Zoe's like, "No." So, yay.
So could you just ask me to crash here for tonight?
Well, at least we can continue to muse about any latent romantic chemistry between these two. The following day, Amber and Zoe drive out to the ski lodge to find another group. You see, this is where Roger is working for the summer, fixing up the ski lifts. More importantly...
I got 50 of these last night. The number's totally blocked.
Bitch, I am nearsighted. What the hell does that say?
Which one of you opened your mouth?
We were gonna ask you the same thing.
You got the message, not me.
Yeah, I love turning on my welding torch randomly throughout the day. Helps keep up that threatening tone. Point is, Roger doesn't know, and muses Colby might, but he can't help with that, as guess what? They had a falling out. Does any friendship ever survive this series? Roger says they should go to the police, but the girls are like, no. We made our bed, and now we have to be systematically picked off one by one in it. They don't have to go to the cops anyway. They have more important things to discuss.
Now that bass player of yours, he's pretty cute. Yeah, you two. I think you two would be pretty cute together. Yeah.
Would you look at that? The cops come to you instead.
I'm just making my rounds of the school. It's kind of strange without all the kids.
The middle of summer tends to be like that. Every year. But he just wants to say hi.
Been thinking about you. Oh, the 4th. Coming up again.
My beloved son, plummeting to his death. Your piss poor alibis. Memories. Anyway, he leaves, having reminded us he exists, and we can move on to interrogations. Zoe approaches Colby like, "Hey, Jack, you tell anyone?" Obviously, he denies it, and isn't happy about it being brought up.
Sorry, it's not my problem anymore.
I always knew you were a dick.
I'll try as he might, he will never manage to be as big of a dick as our beloved Mr. Cox. But what's this? He gets his own message. Oh, that's weird. Not as weird as this, though. Amber is out mountain biking. No idea why, she just is, but she stops to take a picture, and in this nanosecond, someone has slashed her tire. Like, ridiculously. Therefore, she has to find another way down the mountain, but as we have established, they just so happen to have this handy-dandy gondola, which is evidently the slowest mode of transportation ever invented, as it's suddenly nightfall as she's making her way down the mountain. But she thinks she sees the fisherman. But she doesn't. But she does, and he attacks! And the camera just so happens to fall out of her bag and just so happens to snap a picture right as the fisherman is attacking mid-swing. How convenient. Even better, despite her being right there, cornered and helpless, the fisherman doesn't kill her. This means she can live to show her friends her Insta reel.
I'm telling you, that's the hook.
You say so.
Oh, darn it, it turns out the fisherman has that same supernatural field around him, like Bigfoot, that prevents cameras from being in focus. Anyway, it's time for that age-old tradition of bumbling around trying to figure out who done it. The girls say Roger said they should tell the cops, but Colby thinks that's not a good idea. When the ladies add that Roger ain't all that sharp lately, Colby is interested. What might he be doing? Simple enough, he's doing drugs, crying and drinking, feeling all the guilt, and leaving a handy-dandy suicide note. He is going to kill himself. But wait, there's a weird noise. Oh, we can't let that interrupt us. I'm trying to die here. Wait, no, don't kill me! I have so much to live for! I was working my way down the road here. I mean, I know this isn't exactly how he intended for it to be done, but just roll with it. Nah, it's time to fight for your life against the dreaded fisherman! But his hand saw means nothing compared to the hand hook! Which has the physical properties of whatever the hell it needs to be in order for the scene to look cool. This does kind of mean by the time Colby, Amber, and Zoe roll up to the place, Roger is very fucking dead. And when they try to figure out why, they find the handy-dandy suicide note. How zany! But wait, someone is there! The deputy! Just, sneaking around, brandishing weapons. Preemptively, the group hands him the suicide note, explaining that Roger killed himself.
What are y'all doing here?
Visiting a friend in a time of need? What the hell are you doing here? There wasn't even a chance to call the cops yet. No bother, it's time to investigate. Just why did he do it? Did he say?
We didn't hear from him much this year.
I guess you couldn't get over what happened last summer.
Well, that ain't the perfect title for one of these damn movies. I just can't get over what happened last summer. Whatever, get the hell out of here. Except for you, Amber. You see, the officer is just so worried about your safety. You being home alone and oh so breathable.
I'll call you. If I have any more questions. Yeah.
Half the town wants a piece. Get in line.
I can't believe Roger was behind this.
I can't believe he got the hook out of the lake.
Yeah, of note, that was the same damn hook. Probably, I don't know, there's probably like 900 listings for the real hook on eBay. But what's this? Someone has vandalized Amber's home, destroying her shrine to PJ and replacing it with a badly printed picture mosaic paper carved into the word soon. Not soon enough as we jump ahead to another day like, hey, Lance, did you happen to, vandalize a house and murder someone recently?
You think we're scared? Huh? You think we care?
You know what? You got a lot of nerve coming down here starting shit with me.
Movie, please don't brandish a motherfucking chainsaw if you don't actually intend to use it. Lance says they should worry more about his uncle, the sheriff, who came down the other day asking about some secrets. Well, that's enough for Colby. He's convinced it was the sheriff.
He's gonna have to trust me.
Yeah, I tried that before. Remember?
That gives new meaning to I know what you did last summer. So once the sheriff gets ready to leave, he finds a note. But from who? Gee, I wonder. Also, yes, it's very much nighttime now. Yeah, we went from Roger dying to skip to the next morning, then they have one meal, and then suddenly it's night again. And time flies when you start your movie way too long before the main event really kicks off. As Zoe tries to sleep, she is suddenly awakened by terrible feedback. I'll spare you the noise, it's annoying enough she didn't just turn it off acting like she's never seen an amp before. Turning the volume down works, but then she is attacked by JD, who kills her, but it was all just a dream. But it was all just a dream! Again! However, someone was here, for her place is wrecked, and her guitar strings have been cut! Oh no, not my guitar strings! Now I'll have to restring the guitar! Man, how am I gonna practice for the talent show? I guess it's a good thing I'm the lead singer. But the day's all gone and still so much to do. But wait! Lance is here with Amber, and he is none too pleased with her.
I know what you did last summer.
What?
PJ told me before it all went down.
It turns out his cousin told him about the prank prior to the prankening. And all this, we better keep it a secret to our grave spiel is kind of pointless because it was locking the barn after the horse had already escaped. Or, as the Japanese saying goes, shutting your ass after you farted. But he's pissed because someone scratched up his bike. Probably Colby's stupid ass. Amber's like, no, you are in danger. But from who?
I don't know.
Yeah, mysteries are mysterious like that. Colby is everyone's prime suspect right now, so of course he is viciously attacked by the fisherman, fleeing for his life. He escapes with just one new hole in his foot.
My uncle didn't do this.
Who invited him here anyway?
In a horror movie, characters always split up or stick together on a ratio based on exactly how many of them are still alive at the moment. Colby says it's the sheriff. Gotta be. And Amber can use her feminine wiles on the deputy to help protect them. Fight the law with the law. So they head down there, but oh darn it, they're having a 3rd of July party, and who would just so happen to be there but Sheriff Davis. So, hi! How's your dead son?
Everything we do just makes us worse and worse.
Oh, can't be everything. There was a... Well, the one time you... the fries you ordered at the diner looked okay. But it's finally the big day. The 4th of July. What will they do? First smart thing all movie. Amber's plan is to say fuck it and leave along with her friends. And others.
Look what I got.
What are you doing with that?
I went and got it from Roger so we can get rid of it once and for all.
Well, how's that been working out for you? You know what? Your one plan of leaving it with Roger and saying that he was in fact the killer was kinda doing something for you, so why ruin it? You know what's even better to ruin, though? That whole escape plan! Looks like Zoe has caught wind of talent scouts in town and just can't pass up this opportunity.
We had a plan.
I am going to be on a stage in front of a crowd with security all around. What's safer than that?
Oh, that did not age well.
You guys go without me.
Okay, let's go.
No, guys. We gotta stick together here.
No, the fuck you don't. She swears she's safe. She's not, but assuming she is, you still aren't. So she can go there surrounded by security and you can still just say fuck it and leave and she can catch up with you later. Why are you doing this? So they all decide to stay. Even Colby with zero motivation to do so. But today is the one day it takes more than one scene for nightfall. So they got some time to kill. Amber decides to pull out the little backstory book and be like, see, this movie is related to the previous 2 films. Look, we got the newspaper clippings and everything.
And a year later, he goes after them again on some island in the Caribbean, and he dies there.
The fuck? 4 teens killed? Well, fuck Estes. And the manager, and the bartender, and the dockhand, and Jack Black. And come to think of it, I don't even think 4 teens were killed total, let alone be the only victim. So that is why these characters think that the fisherman only kills teenagers. Not because he only kills teenagers, it's because the news didn't bother to report on anything else. Oh well, one day to live. Better get down to teenage fucking. Anyway, it's time for the first annual Broken Ridge 4th of July talent show, because nothing says freedom like going on a stage and making an ass out of yourself. Or going to a big show instead of running for your life. Colby decides that the talent is talentless, so he runs off to get fit-chased. That means he doesn't even get to witness Zoe get up to perform, belting out a tune in front of the world.
She's good.
She's awesome.
No, she's talented, but derivative. Also, while this is going on, the sheriff is sure to keep a close eye on Amber. As does the deputy, but with more, insane look to him. Zoe's number concludes, everyone screams and cheers. We see absolutely no hint anyone of importance even witnessed this.
An agent from LA asked for my info.
Oh yeah, sure, show don't tell, put up or shut up. Point is, they accomplished what they came to do, and now it's time to say fuck it and leave.
Would you chill? Nothing's gonna happen in the next 2 minutes.
I mean, we only got 20 minutes of movie left. The climax gotta happen sometime. So she is attacked by the fisherman who was right there the whole time! No idea why he didn't act earlier, but I guess he has a sense of humor as well. So they must run, fleeing for their lives from the fisherman. The stupidest thing imaginable happens.
Where the hell are we? Where's Zoe?
I don't know.
Despite them running down straight hallways as a group, they somehow managed to teleport to completely different sets during the scene transitions. Which means Zoe is all alone. Completely ignore how this makes no sense whatsoever. Point is, the fisherman has her and kills her. But she is sure to check out his face first. Not that we get a peek, nah. She just fucking falls down dead. And a few of those frames were used in the nightmare she had earlier. Some people think that's foreshadowing. But someone is coming, so they hide. Why, it's the sheriff, who wonders just why these two are hiding and covered in blood next to the fresh dead body.
He's trying to kill us.
Who's trying to kill you? Where is he?
Listen, man, it's just easier if we show you. In that spirit, when Amber calls Colby and tells him the fisherman is here, he's not convinced, right up until the fisherman shows up and chases his ass. But worry not, for the man is in the random nearby kitchen of this bustling event that has tons of food but evidently none cooked here, and has plenty of knives at his disposal, stabbing the bastard in the back. Like he gives a shit. But as the fight continues, the fisherman vanishes. Popping over to the other side of the door. Jeez, fishy boy, you're not supposed to use your teleportation powers that obviously. By the time Amber and Lance show up, it looks like the sun is coming up. But it has set permanently for Kobe. And next scene, the sun is down again. They run into the deputy, and he's being a little nutsos in the butsos.
There's something you don't know. It's about what happened last year.
I know. I know what you did last summer.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. He knows what they did last summer. She knows what they did last summer. Everyone in fucking town knows what they did last summer. He claims Roger told him, and he told Roger to shut up about it, and had no idea the man would kill himself.
You knew? And you kept it a secret?
Pot, meet kettle. No worries. Why not hop in the back of my car with the corpse of your friend?
It's you!
Look, I don't know how this happened.
Either way, you are very bad at your job. But what's this? The fisherman shows up, tanks buckshot to the chest, and murders the fuck out of him with a forklift. So Amber runs the fisherman over.
There's no way.
If multiple rounds of double-aught didn't do the trick, what the hell makes you think nudging him at 10 miles an hour would do him in? Especially as this is the undead supernatural creature Ben Willis. Fuck you, movie! Yeah, fuck it, it's Ben Willis. Of course it's Ben Willis. It has to be Ben Willis, even though nothing fucking pointed to Ben Willis ever all movie. Oh, and check this out.
Where'd he go?
They instantly discover his weakness. The original hook can harm him somehow. I don't know. They never established any supernatural rules before, but fuck it.
This hurt him.
Come on, we've got to turn ourselves
Think
in.
about it, Lance. No one is gonna believe us.
And why the hell, after being attacked by a zombie ghost creature, is your first thought, oh, I better turn myself in? It is not a crime to shit your pants. But Amber ain't no bitch. She is going towards the fire to fight Ben Willis. I didn't realize that was only partial ghostly dissipation.
Where are we going?
I know this one is open.
Hurry up. I think he's coming.
You were just trying to find him. You have the weapon that hurts him. You were looking for him, and now you're running away from him? When did he reappear? Why is he attacking you? Is there a scene missing here? And if so, then why is it a seamless transition from one scene to the other? What the fuck is going on? Just the tradition that anything worth doing is worth doing as complicated as possible. So they tie the hook to an engine block as a means to make a Looney Tunes style trap for the Wraith. But oh darn it, it misses. No bother, they just pick up the hook anyway and stab him once more.
He's gone.
And by gone, she means not there right now, but still exists and is still a serious threat at the moment. I guess he's one of those bosses that has this really convoluted way to reveal their weak point, but you still gotta hit him 3 times. Running for a while to find the next random horror climax set, Lance attacks. But oh darn it, he sucks now. Gets knocked the fuck around and almost killed. But when Amber starts the vehicle, Ben just can't let that go unpunished. Honestly, he's just easily distracted as he's about to kill Amber, but then Lance hits him, and he forgets about her, giving her the chance to grab the hook and stab him, tossing him into the thing. Not sure what it is, but don't jump in it. Therefore, happy ending! Amber and Lance are alive, and are both going to enjoy the best that life has to offer.
Hey, where you at?
Nevada? In the state line? I should be back in LA in 4 hours.
Getting the fuck out of Hicksville to go live large in Los Angeles. Okay, writer, you can stop sucking your own dick now. Oh, right, the ending. Well, this is a last summer movie, so you should see this coming a mile away. Ben's still there and still fucking up the lives of everyone around him. The end. Anyway, that was I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. It was god-awful. And weirdly fitting. When this came out, I didn't even realize it. I had seen the first two, but it wasn't until years after the third was released I even heard it existed, and I never checked it out until just now, and man, I was not missing out. It's got your standard straight-to-video quality to it. Low budget, decent cinematography with odd jerky segments, a good-looking cast, and not particularly shining actors, and a derivative story. In this way, it does feel like I Know What You Did Last Summer. There did seem to be a mystery that you could follow, and right when you get to the end of it all, fuck you, it's Ben Willis. Even though absolutely nothing was pointing to that conclusion. I think it would make a lot more sense if it was the deputy. Let's say that the original plan for the stunt was for Colby, the narcissist, to do it to show off. But then, being the little bitch he was, he got cold feet and our brave little soldier came in to do it. But thinking it was Colby, the deputy, being the latent psychopath he obviously is, took it upon himself to move the mattresses out of the way and lay the trap. It would also explain how the hell he was at Roger's place out of nowhere shortly after he was killed, and also the times that Amber is quote-unquote attacked by the fisherman, but he just leaves her alone and doesn't actually want to kill her. And again, I don't know if this was a previous idea and then they felt they needed Ben Willis, or if this was intentionally built like the original with a setup of a whodunit that ends on an ass pull. If you want to make it feel like I Know What You Did Last Summer, that is how you do it. At the end of the day, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer is kinda shit. But at least it's not Dinosaur Hotel 3 bad. The setup was contrived, the mystery was pointless, and the reveal of Zombie Ben was so astonishingly ridiculous, it has to be seen to be believed. Coming in at 2 expensive texts out of 5. If you're a fan of the series, you're gonna fucking hate this, but it's decent background noise. Thank you all for watching. I've been Dr. Shado, and remember, withholding information from your audience is not the same thing as writing a good mystery.
You guys go without me.
Okay, let's go.